Hey guys, this is my 2016 Exmark Stand-On Aerator review. Hey gang, I just wanted to give you a walk around first thing of the aerator. So this is a 2016 Exmark Stand-On Aerator. And it's finally time to do our review video. We got just about 19 hours on this unit, and here's a shot of the control panel. You're going to push forward to go forward, back to go back. This is your on-off switch of whether or not the tines are able to be engaged with the foot pedal. You've got your adjustment for the down pressure, and then you also have your gauge that shows the readout of what the hydraulic down pressure is set at. Down here is your actual foot activated tine button. If you just put your foot on it and click it in, it will engage the tines, and when you release, it will turn the tines off and disengage them. If you're looking to expand your service list and add a couple different options to your business, I think aerations are the next evolution of just from going from lawn care and lawn maintenance, and the next step up to me would be to add aeration. It's a great way to extend your season a couple weeks in the beginning, obviously add some extra revenue in the fall. I want to talk about productivity, I want to talk about cost, and I want to talk about maintenance. The first thing that you guys all want to know is, hey, can you make money with this piece of equipment? The answer is yes. Now, long story short, it costs about $9,000 to pick one of these up, depending on what kind of fleet pricing and fleet deals you're going to get. But I looked at all the numbers, and I was finally convinced that with how many aerations we were doing to justify the monthly payment for this, let alone getting 0% money with the financing that we did, you know, at the end of the day, we all want to know that we can make money with this unit. This is my first year with this machine. I've never rented one beforehand. I've never used one beforehand, but we've done quite a few aerations over the last 5 or 6 years in my business. The numbers that you guys are looking for, we were able to do 15 aerations a day, $750 days. I think we did a couple different $800 days, and the max that I did was actually a $1,200 day, where we did something like 22 lawns, something like that. You're definitely going to need a lot of customers to pay for this kind of piece of equipment. If you're doing 20 or 30 aerations in the spring, I would probably suggest that you stick with a rental unit that you can get at your local rental place and just pay the $80 a day or the $200 a weekly rate and use a walk-behind aerator. But if you're doing anywhere from 50 to 80, 100, and obviously 2, 3, 4, 500 aerations in the spring, and of course then again in the fall, I think this might be the kind of piece of equipment you're going for. The flip side of that coin is that this definitely is a piece of equipment that costs a couple bucks. It's gonna take you a season to pay it off if you're a small business owner kind of like me. It might take you 2 seasons if you will. But when you're running 0% money and it's $250 a month for this machine, if you will, plus or minus, it's actually not that big of a deal. Would I encourage everybody to run out and go pick one of these up? Absolutely not. A couple factors that I would kind of give you is 2 points. One, if you don't have enough customers to support with the kind of revenue and obviously making profit, it's probably not going to be the machine for you. Number 2 is that if you're not skilled or advanced with using these kinds of pieces of equipment in terms of maintenance, in terms of understanding how to use them, you can actually cause some pretty significant damage, not only to the lawn, but you don't want to be tearing up cable lines, all different kinds of things. Again, you're going to be dealing with customer issues. No matter what you do, more than likely you're going to eventually hit a Comcast cable line, or you might hit an invisible dog fence. And those are kind of things that you're going to have to be a little bit more of an advanced user, advanced business owner to pick up one of these and actually do business and keep making money with them. You know, we hit a couple different Comcast lines. Again, the tines only go down 2 or 3 inches at most, but we had a couple issues where we hit Comcast lines where those lines kind of raise up when getting a little bit closer to the house. So we adjusted kind of our strategy of areas that we did. Again, we told our customers that if they didn't flag the sprinkler heads or if they didn't mark the Comcast lines, that we weren't responsible for those. That way we can kind of protect our butt. We're able to do 4,000 square foot lawns in about 30 minutes or less. You know, honestly, when we were in some different subdivisions, we were able to knock out 4 different residential lawns that were all pretty much right next to each other within about an hour. And some different things I would tell you guys about safety is that, number 1, make sure the customer's marking the sprinkler heads, make sure they're marking the Comcast lines. You want to make sure you're staying about a foot away from all the edge of the property lines, including the house. That way you're not hitting any pipes, you're not hitting any electrical boxes or any electrical lines. Of course, if they have an invisible fence, you might be better off just skipping that customer and telling them, hey, Unfortunately, more than likely, we're probably gonna hit the invisible fence because those lines run a little bit more shallow. Hey guys, sorry for the quick editing. It's an extremely windy day. 2 areas for improvement that I think could be pretty beneficial for this machine is, number one, I'm a big fan of the ECS controls. I'm not sure why they didn't opt in for those on this kind of a unit. I think it's a lot more ergonomic. I think it would have been a lot more comfortable and a lot more control actually while using this type of equipment. I like having the firm grip on the hands with the ECS controls and then feathering them for movement. This is a little different, that if you're downhill or uphill and you've got that bar that you're leaning forward on or you lean back on, your natural tendency is to pull the actual arms that engage and move the machine. So if you're going downhill and you're pushing forward, you're actually pushing forward not only on the metal bar that's your standard bar, but then the bar that you're pushing forward on is what's actually controlling the movement. A lot of times we're going up and down hills and we would pull back on the levers and I'd go back quicker and I'd go forward and I'd push forward quicker because of where the handles were. I like the ECS style where they're firm, they're solid, they're kind of like in that neutral position, and when you go right or left, that's what engages or disengages the actual movement of the machine. Another area for improvement is that unfortunately there's no fuel gauge measurement. The least that you think they could do is add a fuel gauge in there. Now again, I might just be ignorant to the fact, maybe it's just with the 3 or 5 gallon gas tank, whatever we have here. Maybe that's just not a feature for this kind of style of gas tank. It would have been nice to have a gas gauge installed so you can actually see how much fuel you have left. My final thoughts, like I said, if you've got a great business and you can float 0% money and you've got regular 100 aeration customers and you can add to that, I think this kind of piece of equipment would be something that would be a natural evolution to your fleet. Now, if you're a national company or a fertilizer company and you have thousands of aeration customers, I think these would be a no-brainer to add to your fleet. Exmark doesn't pay me to say that. If you buy one and they want to send a check, they will cash in. Hey guys, just wanted to say a big thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, shoot it a like, shoot me a comment if you have any specific questions. I know it's a pretty advanced piece of equipment. Not too many guys obviously have them out there. And as always, subscribe. It makes a big difference with our channel getting some visibility. And as always, appreciate you guys watching. You guys make it a great day. We'll talk to you soon.